So today we're going to be talking about the Indiana Fever game against the Connecticut Sun in 6 hours, and we're going to be talking about how the Fever can win this game. If you guys are new to the channel, heck, screw it. We're going to lose subscribers. I don't really care at the minute. But if you guys could leave a like, that'd be greatly, greatly appreciated, because I'm going to record these and I'm going to play a tennis game in torrential rain. Pray for me, lads. Pray for me. But we're going to talk about this game, and yeah, the Liberty won. Teams have won, but tonight's game right here is the Fever against the Connecticut Sun, and they're coming off a 24-point win. Is it going to go the same way? Obviously not, because this was one of those games where it was a ball game until the fourth, but it was like the Fever were up a bit in the second quarter. There was where's Katie Lou? There was like a 3-minute spell where they went from tied to down 8 when Katie Lou Samuelson was on the floor in the second quarter. And it was just a rough game. But this is how they are going to beat the Connecticut Sun. Pick and choose who to leave open. I'm cool with leaving Alyssa Thomas open. I get it. She hit 6 shots. She was still 6 of 15 from 2. She had 12 points and 15 shots. Just let her shoot the ball. I get it. You started guarding her more in the second half. Then she started picking you apart with passes. Just let her shoot. Guard her 4 feet away. Obviously, maybe don't give her a shot from 10 feet away. But guard her like she's Ben Simmons. I'm telling you. Don't get too bogged down about the fact that she made a couple of shots in the first half. She made 2, 3 of those weird, like, Bill Cartwright one-hand push shots. Like, she made a few. Who cares? No professional basketball player is going to miss all of them. But they did a decent job of Bree Jones. Dejanay Carrington had a good game. You got to guard Marina Mabrey and you got to guard DeWanna Bonner. Do not help off the two of them. I don't care who else it is. If you want to give Dejanay Carrington 15 feet of space, shoot a 3-pointer, fine. If you want to give anyone other than these two. So Aaliyah Boston, you got to play a bit of help. Don't overhelp. And whoever is guarding Alyssa Thomas, you are the first help defender. Whether you're strong side or weak side, you are the help defender. If Alyssa Thomas drops back for a layup, whoever is on the weak side drop down, unless it's on DeWanna Bonner. You just got to pick and choose. You've got to pick and choose. At all times, they will have 2 non-shooting threats on the floor. You have to be able to take advantage of that on the defensive end. Because the tactic of leaving DeWanna Bonner and Marina Mabrey wide open, the tactic of leave them wide open and pray they miss is not going to work against this team, especially with Marina Mabrey. Who, to be fair, Marina Mabrey is just streaky as heck. But on the offensive end, this is what I will say. I thought Chrissy Size did a really bad job. You have to control the game. The Fever are not good enough to try, not even, for lack of a better word, to try like counter the Connecticut Sun. They let the Connecticut Sun get whatever they wanted, whenever they wanted. They let the Connecticut Sun control the pace. They let the Connecticut Sun do whatever the hell they wanted on both ends of the floor. They made this game as easy as possible for the Sun. What you have to do if you are the Indiana Fever is you have got to get her in the game. And I don't mean by getting her in the game, oh, she needs to shoot X amount of shots. In fact, I think she got probably better looks than she has in a lot of games. Like, I think there are a lot of games where she did not get... What the hell is going on here? For the last game they played. She was 4 of 17? She just had a bad shooting night. She got open shots. But the problem is that even if she was hitting some of those open shots, you might be saying, oh, I need to hit them. She had no impact on the game. She didn't. Caitlin Clark has had bad shooting games where she's dominated. She had, a 4? I think she was 4 of 15 or something in that Mercury game when she nearly had the triple-double, where she was solely responsible for their huge comeback. The one at the end of June. She was dominating kind of end of June, start of July without putting up 20 points. She was dominating in those 14, 15 points games because she controlled the game. She controlled the tempo. She got the ball to Mitchell where she wanted it. She got the ball to Boston where she wanted it. Their 2-man game was non-existent. But Christy Sides was so focused on not turning the ball over, so focused on them, she was so focused on her opposition that she forgot to focus on what the Fever do well. The Fever have to outgun teams. They will not win a grinded out game over the course of 4 quarters. They can end a game grinding it out. They can stick in a game till halftime in a grinded out game. They will not be able to compete with the best grinded out team in this league through 4 quarters. We saw it. They were well in most of those quarters. But they're going to lose every quarter by 2 to 4 points. And then they start chasing the game at the end and it's over and they get out to 20. That's what's going to happen again if you play reactive. The ball needs to be in Caitlin Clark's hands more. Caitlin Clark had 2 turnovers. Do you want to know why she had 2 turnovers? Because you took the ball out of her hands. I'm sorry, everyone being like, oh, Caitlin Clark, she made sure she was like, oh, I kept better care of the ball. I didn't throw it away as much. She didn't have the ball that much. She had 8 assists with maybe half the ball that she normally has. She didn't try to do anything. You live with the turnovers. Because that's just basketball. You live with Caitlin Clark turning the ball over. Because when she will often do something good. A lot of times she turns the ball over because she's playing almost too fast for her teammates. At the end of the day, is it bad? Is it something that's going to get better over time? Yes, but you live with that as long as she plays her game. Don't try to turn her into an off-ball three-point shooter. And I get it. You can do that for possessions at a time. But the ball was in Kelsey Mitchell's hands too much. Kelsey Mitchell is worse with the ball in her hands. Caitlin Clark is worse with the ball out of her hands. And why did we stop going to Aaliyah Boston off the short roll? We stopped running the pick and rolls. Early in that game, Aaliyah Boston was shooting the mid-ranges. She was killing them from mid. Of the short rolls. Caitlin assisted her maybe 3 times in the first quarter and a half, maybe? Or 4. Yeah, probably 3 in the first quarter and a half. All on short rolls. And they stopped going to the short roll. The Indiana Fever need... And that's why I dislike Damaris Dantas playing so many minutes. Is that Damaris Dantas, she can hit some shots. But you cannot, you can't impose yourself on a game as a team. You can't change the tempo of the game when Damaris Dantas is on the floor, because you have to walk up and down the floor. Because if you start playing a run and gun game, like what happened in Dallas before the break, you're giving up a bunch of points, especially when she's on the floor with Aaliyah Boston. This playoff lineup is going to lose. Chrissy Sides is making decisions based on conventional knowledge, but she's got Caitlin fucking Clark on her team. Nothing you learned about coaching Chrissy Sides should ever come into account when you've got Caitlin Clark on your team. She made all of her rotations were based on conventional knowledge. She went in being like, oh, playoffs is a slow down, grit and grind game. We're putting out a team for that. You're gonna lose. You're gonna lose like that, Christy. You have no chance. You gotta zag. If you zig, this team is not capable of zigging. This team is not capable of zigging. This team trying to play conventional WNBA style basketball was 1-10 or something to start the year, or 2-11. This team trying to play conventional WNBA style basketball won 13 games last year and 5 games the year before. They're not good enough at it. The only chance you have of winning this game is by imposing yourself on the game, trying to force Connecticut to play your game, and living with the results. Doing that might cause you to lose by 25, but doing whatever the hell you did in game 1, trying to go toe-to-toe with Connecticut's out their game, you lost by 25 anyway. You've got to play them like you did in the first quarter, the time you beat them. People don't realize that. This game right here, yes, they grounded out, they did a great job grinding it out down the stretch. They did a really good job down the stretch. But they were up 12 points in the first quarter. They put up 33 in the first quarter against Connecticut. Then 18, 15. Do you want to know what changed? This was, we're going, go. They give 26, but it doesn't matter because it was go. It was a freaking tennis match with how quickly the ball was going up and down. 2 teams scored well. Because Indiana were playing so fast that the Connecticut Sun weren't able to slow them down. And then enter Erica Wheeler, dribble, enter, we're slowing this down, we're in control, we're up a few points, and suddenly they nearly lose the freaking game. So, yeah, I was very annoyed with Chrissy Sides in that one, but that's the only chance you have. The only chance you have is by pushing the tempo. If you don't push the tempo, you lose. Simple as that.